Hey everybody, I'm Sin. Welcome to the Black Lodge. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do the Cupid book tag, but we're going to make it bloody. My Bloody Valentine. So this tag was created by Noelle Gallagher, and I will link her channel down below. And so it's a Valentine's Day tag, but we're going to craft it more to my liking because it's a lot of it has to do with romance, and it'll still kind of be romance related, but more of a horrific edge to it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the first question in the tag is, what's the perfect candy to eat while reading? My favorite candies have always been sour candies, sour straws, Sour Patch Kids, sour cherries, sour watermelons. I'd have to go with Sour Patch Kids, which is actually the same thing that Noelle said for her favorite candy. I also like these cherry sour balls that we get from the grocery store. They're kind of like a old school candy. They sell them in these big plastic things like next to like lemon heads and those weird creepy orange peanuts that are like styrofoam and really gross. Sour Patch Kids, because they my favorite. First they're sour and then they're sweet. Like first, like in that commercial where first it rips off the antenna on your car and is like whacking your whacking your windshield, and then it gives you a hug afterwards. It's like, I'm sorry. So a little sour, a little sweet, just like me, or something. So the next question is, what is a song that reminds you of your favorite romance or just your favorite romantic song in general? Well, this song that I like a lot, one of my favorite by Avenged Sevenfold, is called A Little Piece of Heaven. And it's a story about lovers who the man worries that something's going to happen or something's going to happen in the relationship, and he gets jealous, and so he kills his wife. But then she comes back from the grave and she kills him. And then they get married in death and they go on and they kill people together. Also, the shirt I'm wearing references that song. This is an Avenged Sevenfold shirt, and Avenged Sevenfold is one of my favorite all-time bands ever. I've seen them probably about 15 or 16 times. Yes. The next question is, if you were to go on a perfect reading date, where would it be? It could be somewhere across the world or something more general like the beach, the forest, etc. The sky is the limit. Honestly, if I could just go read in the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks, seems like it'd be really quiet in there. As long as I don't have to deal with Bob, and Bob is like out in the world. And if you've watched Twin Peaks, then you know who Bob is. But in actuality, if I could go to a place that exists in the world, because let's do both. I mean, I have two places. One I've been to and one I've never been to. Baby Beach in Aruba, just because it was one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to, with the most clearest sapphire waters, and we went snorkeling, and there was all these beautiful, just a carnival of fish, and it was pretty amazing. And then the other place I would want to go, because I've never been, is Italy, and just somewhere on a beautiful hillside in Italy. And then we can wander around Italy afterwards and see all the beautiful things. Yeah, so one of those three places would be good. I know I'm probably not supposed to select three, but here we are. What can you do? So the next question is, what's the best friendship you've read in a book? And I mean, I didn't have a lot that really like jumped into my brain, and I thought, maybe Little Women. Little Women was a good one with a lot of, dynamics of friendship between them. And then the other one that popped into my head, which embarrasses me, is Jacob and Bella from Twilight. All right, moving on. So the next question is, create the perfect bouquet for your favorite book or character. So one of my favorite books is Magica by Clive Barker. And my three favorite characters in that book, well, probably Pie-O-Pa is probably my favorite character. And if I made a bouquet for Pie, I would do some purple tulips, some birds of paradise, and baby's breath. And hopefully it would look cool. Okay, so then also the next question is, what romance do you not necessarily need a whole sequel for? You just want to check in on them and make sure everything is going well. So for that question, honestly, in Imagica, Pie and Gentle, I'd like to see where they're at in the relationship after like the world-altering stuff that they went through and the craziness of that. I'd like to check in on them. And also the book I just read, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I'd like to, see where they are in their relationship. And but there's a sequel coming as well. So we'll find out about who she ends up with. And that comes out at the end of the year. Yeah. Also, if you have not read The Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan, it's pretty good. All right, the next question is, what date in a book or movie do you wish you could go on yourself? Okay, mine is neither in a book or a movie. It's from a TV show, and it's from How I Met Your Mother, Ted Mosby's Super Date. That's 17 dates packed in one. They go on a carriage ride, there's dinner and dancing and fireworks, and it just sounded like a really magical date. Ted Mosby Super Date. That's the one. Okay, and then the next one is, what is your favorite nickname from a romance? So I couldn't think of anything in a book for a nickname that I've read, but there is an episode of The X-Files, and Bruce Campbell is in it, and he keeps trying to have a baby that's not a demon baby with these ladies, and he keeps having demon babies, so then he kills the demon babies, but the last lover of his that he's with, he calls her Poopy Doo, and I thought that was hilarious, and I started calling my cat Poopy Doo. So I would say that is the best nickname, and especially because Bruce Campbell said it. Poopy Doo. All right, so I don't know why that's so funny. Anyway. Okay, so and then the last question is, what are your most anticipated romances of 2022? And could be new releases or just romances you're finally excited to get into. Okay, well, like I've said in the past, I'm not a big romance reader. However, there was a very great romance in Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and the sequel comes out at the end of this year. So you could say that's a fantasy romance, and I'll count that. But the other books I'm really looking forward to are not romance, and it is Daphne by Josh Malerman and Fairy Tale from Stephen King. Pretty stoked about that. Those are the three that pop into my mind right now. There might be more. I'd have to look and see. So yeah, that was the Cupid book tag. I'm calling it My Bloody Valentine because mine wasn't as romantic maybe as others will be. I had to hone it into my own, You gotta make it your own. So My Bloody Valentine, with Sin in the Black Lodge, Fire Walk with Me. Anywho, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm a cheese ball. Happy Valentine's Day, or happy anti-Valentine's Day, whichever way you roll. It's all good. Thank you for joining me again today in the Black Lodge. My brain wanted to say Book Nook, but we're not. We're not in the Book Nook today. We are in the Black Lodge. But until next time,